Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing your daily Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the Walking Dead Season 8. In this one, first one we're going to give our thoughts on is which couple do we prefer, the Walking Dead television series Rick and Michonne, or the Walking Dead comic book series Rick and Andrea. And spoiler warning for this one if you are not caught up for the Walking Dead television series, which is up to the finale for Season 7. I'll keep it spoiler-free for the comics with regards to this one. So this question came in from AJ Unlimited. He said, "Hey Trev, quick question. Which relationship do you like better, Rick and Andrea in the comics or Rick and Michonne in the TV series?" So for the first part, Rick and Andrea for the comics, it's a lot different in the comics than it was in the TV series. For those of you who have not read, Andrea in the comics, she doesn't hook up with Shane. She doesn't hook up with the governor, so she just has kind of a fling type of relationship with Dale, and then a while afterwards, like quite a few volumes later, eventually her and Rick get together. So it's pretty great in the comic book series to see Rick and Andrea together. Andrea's a really cool character in the comics, and she's not that similar to Andrea from the TV series. So that's pretty cool. So I really liked Rick and Andrea in the Walking Dead comic book series. I even have figures of two of them up there, the comic book versions of both. And likewise, with the TV series version, we're seeing Rick and Michonne instead. I like that relationship too. So I do like them both. I like to see them both. And if I had to say which one I prefer, with a lot of things with Walking Dead, for me it's the TV series version. I think it's just the nature of the mediums where you have a comic where you're reading it on a page, or you have the TV series where you have actual actors, actresses cast, you have a score, you have music, you have your intros and outros and everything, and they have a lot more time to, with all the episodes they're doing, with all the extensions and everything, to really dive into those relationships, show the growth of them. And I think that Scott Gimple has done a really, really good job of planting seeds throughout the series to having something happen later on, such as the case with Eugene, someone brought up, which was a really great catch, where Eugene has the idea to put the molten metal on the zombies that are outside of the sanctuary. Where to get that idea from, he actually faced a walker with Abraham there in Season 6, where they were looking at in the tool and die shop to cast bullets, and he ran into a walker that he wasn't able to kill because it has some molten metal on it. So, they do a really, really good job in the TV series of really setting things up, having things make sense, and everything they do is very well thought out. I mean, years ahead, you see Rick and Michonne back in Clear with Morgan, and kind of how they just met each other, and then eventually they slowly grow into this closer bond, and eventually a relationship, and it kind of, like a lot of things in life, kind of just happens at that point. So I like it in the comic book series too that Andrea she kind of comes on to Rick at a certain point in the Walking Dead comics where there's some pretty good lines there, like ready to come back to life, and you get to come back to life. So some really good stuff for both. If I had to pick one, I'd go Rick and Michonne from the TV series as my favorite Walking Dead couple, I suppose. But maybe I shouldn't say that, because you have Glenn and Maggie as well, which was really good. But with regards to this versus, I like Rick and Michonne better than I liked Rick and Andrea in the comics. Plus, Michonne is so badass. She comes in on her own. She's by herself. She's got the zombie, pair with her, the pets, so to speak. And she's just a really cool character, super strong, super badass female. And I really like to see her and Rick. And I like the idea of her kind of being your A-list female for the Walking Dead series, your kind of standout. Because if you had Andrea as a standout too, then Michonne kind of would be there as well. And I think it just makes more sense to have Michonne be like your main, Walking Dead, lead woman, so to speak. And so that's my answer for you, is I prefer the TV series version. But you guys can write your comments below on which version you prefer, comic series Andrea and Rick, or TV series Michonne and Rick. I'm going to go with Michonne and Rick. Dr. Smarty Pants says, "Hey Trev, we've only got one more month till Fear the Walking Dead returns for its third season. Under a month now, actually. We have 27 more days left as of May 8th, 2017. How excited are you on a scale from 1 to 10? Mine is an 11, but that could just be just me." So it sounds like he's really excited for Fear. In terms of excitement for Fear right now, for me, Yeah, we don't have too many days left till Fear. We got less than a month, so that's pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited for Fear's release. I'm excited for the third season, and I'm more appreciative and happy that they're doing it versus not having anything with regards to Walking Dead on during the summer. So it's really great series. I hope it continues for many more seasons because I love to have it on during the summer. It gives me something to look forward to because The Walking Dead, of course, doesn't return until October. So I'd say a scale 1 to 10. Maybe I'll go with like a 7, I guess. I'll go with a 7. Next one comes in from Matthew Goulet, who says, pretty sure Joe and the Claimers are more worthy of a spot than Pete and Nicolas. So he's talking about the list of all-time best Walking Dead villains. And I did a video on that on Sunday. If you guys missed it, it's in the channel right now. You can check it out. It looks like Shane won that one, which was pretty surprising to me because I would have thought that either Negan would win it or maybe the governor, but I would not think that Shane would win it. And a lot of people, like King Ezekiel said, Shane is not a villain. He's an anti-hero. 136 thumbs up on that comment. So a lot of people agree with him. I agree too, and I've mentioned that before in a lot of my videos when I do like my top 5, top 10 villain lists. Shane is a tricky one whether or not you even want to include him as a villain, if you even want to say he's a villain. I guess you could say from Rick's perspective, he's kind of like a friend that betrays him a few times, so I guess you could say from him he is, but he's kind of like an anti-hero too as well. I agree. So, and maybe that's why people like him a lot because he's not just like a simple classic villain, so maybe a lot of people liked him the best and they voted for him in the poll because they felt like, he's really relatable and he's got a lot of heroic qualities, which he does, and he did a lot for the group. So maybe that's why they voted for him, whereas they just love to hate the governor and they love to hate Negan, and that's kind of where they're at with them. But I still got to go with Negan number 1 for me. Then I go with the governor, and then maybe you're looking at like a lot of the others here and Shane somewhere in there, if you even want to consider him a villain at all, which I don't blame you for not. And if they want to include him as a villain, it's like, well, okay, I guess you can make a case for that too. I could see it go either way, I guess. But I absolutely agree with Matt Goulet that Joe and the Claimers are way more spot-worthy than Pete and Nicolas. Joe was not in the tournament list, so to speak, and I was pretty surprised by that because I personally felt like Joe is a really great villain from the TV series, and he is a much better villain for me than Peter or Nicolas. Peter, I don't even know, I guess Peter is a villain. What he's doing, beating his wife and stuff is not, a good thing to do, obviously. So I guess you could say he's a villain, kind of. And Nicolas, I guess you could say he is well too, but Joe is like a straight up villain. He's more of a classic villain like the governor. He's not on their side. He doesn't benefit them in any way, whereas Pete, being a doctor in that, he may be, hurting his wife, that kind of thing, and maybe he's not a great guy, but he still is part of the team, I guess, and he would still, help people out, and I would think do his job as a doctor. Nicholas, at the end, is kind of a similar type of thing with Glenn, but he's such an idiot, he gets them cornered in the alley there because he forgets the direction and screws up. So, but Joe and the Claimers, I definitely think you got to put a spot in there for Joe, because I think he could give a lot of those villains a run for their money, and I think he's a better villain than Peter or Nicholas. So I agree with you. I agree with both those comments there for the. And if you missed the video on Sunday, check it out. Top villains of The Walking Dead for all time. Luke said, Trev, 2 questions. Do you think that the reason Season 7 had so many bottle episodes is so that AMC could put more money aside for Season 8, as I can imagine some of the action sequences we'll see next season will probably cost a fortune to produce? If so, do you think Season 7 will be forgiven after people see Season 8? So, awesome question from Luke. Yes, I agree 100% that people will forgive Season 7 once they see Season 8. I mean, Season 7 is very heavy in terms of setup. I felt like a lot of it, though, was kind of resolved, or they came back to a lot of things in the finale, which I love the finale for Season 7. I thought it was really great. All the stuff with Eugene, Sasha, and everybody else, the battle and everything, it was really good, man. I mean, they packed a lot of things into there. So a lot of the season was to set up for that point and to set up for Season 8. So for that, I kind of forgive it. Like, I don't hate Season 7, after seeing the whole thing all the way through. After seeing the finale and knowing where we're going for Season 8, I don't hate hate it. You know, I know that obviously a lot of viewers dropped off on season 7, and a lot of people are kind of dropping off on Walking Dead right now. You know, AMC's channel losing quite a few subscribers. My channel loses a few here and there because I produce so much Walking Dead stuff. Not a big deal, though. I really, to be honest, don't care. I'm just going to do what I enjoy. Yeah, so I do think so. But season 8 should be that good that it should make season 7 worthwhile as all that setup, you know, in it for this season coming up. So, but do I think they put money aside? Sometimes I've thought that, you know, like maybe they are saving money for it. But to be honest with you, do I give them that much credit to like have a season at a lower budget first and then have a season at a higher budget? I like AMC, but I don't even know if I'm going to give them that much credit. That's what I would do. I'm sure that's what you guys do. If you're going to do something, you like, you know, you save up for it and then you splurge. Maybe you go for it after, whatever you're going to, if you're going to buy something or whatever, you save for it first and you buy it after. But most companies don't do that. And a lot of people don't do that too, I should say as well. You know, a lot of times they'll put it, which we all do it sometimes, right? Sometimes, you know, you just see something you really want, you're like, I'll put it on credit or debit or you know, I'll overdraft or whatever. So, you know, but do people usually have that kind of foresight? Did AMC have that kind of foresight for season 7 going into season 8? I kind of doubt it, to be honest with you. Henrik Reeves says, hey, Trev, do you watch Prison Break? And if so, what do you think of it? What are your thoughts on the new season? Great video, as always. So I have not been watching Prison Break. I know it's back now, and I know that they have Sarah Wayne Callies, who played Lori. She was in it, right? You've got the guy, what's his name, with the shaved head, who plays Captain Cold in the CW universe stuff. He's in there too. I haven't seen it yet. I know it's a pretty it's an esteemed series. A lot of people like it a lot, and it's something that people have suggested I check out. So I might check it out eventually. Maybe this summer I'll get a chance to do that. But I haven't been watching it yet. Although it you know, a lot of people told me it's really good. So maybe I'll check it out eventually. Last one will be from Torrid, who says, hey Trev, here's an older episode question. Do you think Daryl would have given Michonne to the governor if Rick asked him instead of Merle? No. The answer is no. I do not think Daryl would have handed over Michonne to the governor. Not at all. If anything, I think he would have tried to kill the governor, similar to what Merle did. So, no, I don't think that Daryl would have handed Michonne over to the governor. No. Anyway, that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. Write your comments below. Let me know what you think about all these awesome questions today. Which version, which Walking Dead, you know, a relationship do you prefer? Do you like Rick and Michonne as your leading man, leading lady, or did you like comic book series version Rick and Andrea as your leading man, leading lady? Let me know what you think. Write your comments below. And if you guys like this video, please don't forget to thumb it up below. You can also share. You can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, just Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. I'll see you soon.